Hello, today I will be giving my oral presentation over the effects of secondhand smoke in public places. Secondhand smoke can cause immediate harm and is very dangerous. Some people really don't know how dangerous secondhand smoke can be. I plan to investigate the subject and look into secondhand smoke and how it can harm others. The issue affects everyone that comes in contact with smoke. People should go to places and enjoy themselves and not have to deal with smoke. Secondhand smoke is very harmful to people and is just as bad if you are smoking the cigarette yourself. The person that does not smoke still experiences the same negative effects as the smoker. This is a very important issue to the public because everyone around the smoke can be deadly if exposed often and for an extended period of time. Health is very important, and secondhand smoke can deteriorate one's life. A smoker inhales about 7,000 harmful chemicals into their lungs, including nicotine. You and I have always heard that it's hard for a smoker to quit smoking. The question I want to ask is, why is smoking permitted in public places when it's so dangerous to others? Though personally researching this topic, I found that secondhand smoke can cause heart problems, breathing problems, and lung cancer. Smoking is very dangerous to the smoker and non-smoker. The effect of this issue can be demolished if smoking is prohibited in public places. I'm not opposed to if a smoker wants to smoke in their home and not around people, but if I want to go out and be in the public, I don't want to have to deal with smoke that can possibly harm me. Secondhand smoke is the burning that comes out of a cigarette or a pipe. It also is the smoker's blow or exhale out of their mouth. A multitude of research has been done on the matter and shows that the person inhaling the secondhand smoke is exposed to the same toxins as the smoker. The smoke that comes out of the smoker's mouth still contains harmful chemicals that is presented in the cigarette. These dangerous substances can cause lung, eye, and other tissues to be irritated. What's in a cigarette? Tar, nicotine, cyanide, formaldehyde, arsenic, ammonia, methane, carbon monoxide, and others can lead to cancers and other health-related issues. I just don't understand how someone could want to inhale these substances that are so bad for them, that are in rat poisoning, household cleaners, and silent killers that are in a natural gas leak. Dealing with secondhand smoke can be especially serious if it involves children. Adults can metabolize and neutralize the toxins better than children. Since children have a bit more trouble dealing with these cigarette toxins, they experience more adverse effects than the adult population. Some of these include more hospital visits, asthma attacks, respiratory infections, ear infections, and possible SIDS syndrome, which is sudden infant death syndrome. These are just a few issues that can, happen when the child is around secondhand smoke, and children should just not be around it. How can children and the general public avoid coming in contact with smoke? If you see someone smoking in public, do not go near the smoker and stay away from smoking areas that are not ventilated, or just don't go near it. Parents should choose places where smoking is prohibited and avoid exposing their children to the secondhand smoke. Smoking is a personal choice, and I personally don't care if you want to do it on your own time, but not around people that do not want to be affected. In the last few years, smoking bans in restaurants have been enacted and people have avoided smoke while eating. These rules have been definitely a positive effect on the industry and society. People can go to restaurants without worrying about whether they're inhaling the smoke while eating dinner. If an individual wants to smoke, that's his or her choice. However, the individual has a choice not to be affected by the secondhand smoke while out and about and enjoying their day. It would be a non-smoker's life decision much easier if smoking in public places was banned. I've noticed in most common places where smoking is allowed is in bars and grills, depending on the county. Smaller counties, they don't really care as much, so they don't use the ban as much, but larger cities are enacting them more and more. I believe the disciplines that deal with this topic are medicines and health sciences. I believe if people were more educated on the effects of what secondhand smoke does to people by innocent bystanders, they wouldn't want to be involved in it, and they would see how it affected them. The medical research would support the fact that secondhand smoke should be prohibited everywhere in public to ensure the public safety of everyone's health. Government agencies are one of the major groups that could really help fix this problem. The agencies could compare where smoking is allowed and where it isn't, and compare the difference that where there is smoking bans, people are a lot healthier and not as sick. This comparison would show that non-smoking would help the health of people. Employees can offer programs to smokers to help them quit smoking so others are not affected by their secondhand smoke in the future. Government can also advise more life-threatening effects of smoking. Also could ban smoking in every state to ensure the safety of others. And I know that doing that, it's unrealistic, but enacting stricter laws would be a better place. Laws would help provide clean, healthy air for people to breathe in natural environments. When you think of people who smoke, the first thing that comes to mind is lung cancer. Lung cancer is not only linked to smokers, but also affected by secondhand smoke, according to the American Cancer Society. They try to inform us the harmful effects of smoking every day. In the United States alone, secondhand smoke is responsible for 42,000 deaths due to heart disease and non-smokers. The cost of medical bills and the illness itself and death from secondhand smoke is around $10 billion a year. The 4 places that secondhand smoke occurs the most is work, public places, in the car, and at home. The American Cancer Society believes that local, state, and federal authorities should enact public policies to protect people from secondhand smoke and protect children from tobacco-related diseases and addictions. From 2000 to 2010, 26 states have prohibited smoking in indoor areas and websites and work sites and restaurants. The ultimate goal is to get all 50 states on board. By 2020, all 50 states should be smoke-free. Secondhand smoke, it hurts you, it doesn't take much, and it doesn't take long. The article by the Surgeon General concludes that the only way to fully protect yourself from secondhand smoke is to permit smoking in all indoor areas and separating smokers from non-smokers. Cleaning air, ventilating buildings cannot completely eliminate the secondhand smoke exposure. According to smokefree.gov, secondhand smoke can cause breathing problems, heart disease, and lung cancer, which obviously is hurting your body. When you have developed heart disease, that means you're at higher risk of a heart attack and can die quicker. When you have breathing problems, you have coughing, extra phlegm, wheezing, and shortness of breath. Also, secondhand smoke is harmful to babies, children, and women who are pregnant. Infants and children can cause serious health defects like SIDS, smaller babies, weak lungs, severe asthma, breathing problems, and ear infections. The most effective way to protect people against smoke is smoke-free. So make our public places smoke-free. In a different article, when around smokers, secondhand smoke can increase acute myocardial infarction. The audience that stop smoking in public places will help eliminate the risk of acute myocardial infarction. A study in Helena was conducted. As a result study, the number of hospital admissions significantly dropped when the smoking ban was in effect. Also, in another article, an author talks about how secondhand smoke can cause 30% increase in this acute myocardial infarction. The effects of secondhand smoke on platelets and endolymph both can occur in about 30 minutes and are nearly large and passive as in active smokers. Out of 11 studies, research found that 17% positive effect on patients with the implement of the smoking ban. Every year after that, there was a positive 26%. Overall, the effect did show without exposure to smoke, there was a large reduction in acute myocardial infarction admission. According to Barnoia, secondhand smoke can increase your risk of heart disease by 30%. The deaths due to heart disease account for 35,000 in the United States. When being in a smoke-free environment, the risk of getting heart disease decreases dramatically. The California Tobacco Control Group states that smoke-free environments have prevented around 59,000 deaths from heart disease. The California Tobacco Group also shows that heart disease from secondhand smoke can easily be prevented if smoke-free environments were established. In this article, it talks about how this is a public health concern. Secondhand smoke causes lung cancer and heart disease up to 25 to 30% at home and in work environments. Approximately 30% of indoor workers are not covered by the smoke-free policy. By preventing smoking indoors, indoor workers, as well as the general public, can be protected from these harmful toxins in cigarettes. There is supporting evidence that there is no risk-free level of exposure to secondhand smoke. Also, secondhand smoke damages the inside lining of your breathing airways. The lung can develop black spots from carbon particles that are in the air. Secondhand smoke has about 50 cancer-causing cells and is a human kerosene. The report also states that the bodies of infants are still developing and are very vulnerable to these toxins in cigarettes. There is no risk-free level of exposure to secondhand smoke. The best thing to do is to avoid smoke at all costs. Overall, in conclusion, no research exists that smoking is good for anyone. Smoking is very dangerous for everyone that is involved around the smoke. Smoking is no joking matter and is very serious and can be a life and death situation. Some people get cancer, some people get heart disease, and some others develop breathing problems. Non-smokers have it so much harder than smokers in the aspect that it's not their choice to fill their lungs with the toxic smoke. Research shows that the smoke released from the smoker's mouth is more harmful than the smoke inhaled. Smokers smoke, they inhaled. It does not matter if you're healthy or sick, the smoke will still find a way to hurt you. When in a restaurant, the non-smoking section does not protect you against the harmful toxins from the smoking section. There have been many states and communities that have banned smoking in public places, but there will still be problems until all 50 states have non-smoking laws. The best way to protect yourself against secondhand smoke is to avoid it at all costs. Do not go indoors where people can smoke. If people would stop smoking altogether, secondhand smoke and the issues surrounding it would disappear. Secondhand smoke causes lung cancer, heart disease, and breathing problems. But that's not all. People are affected by many more health problems than one can imagine. If the government would help states pass these laws to prevent smoking in public, the health and the well-being of the society would be much better. In order to save lives of both smokers and non-smokers, smoke bans should be put into place in all 50 states. I hope to live in a smoke-free America. Thank you.